There's so many people who are fed up with the way that they feel. They know
Mhm,
that they could have more health. They know that they could have more energy. They know that they're holding on to weight that they describe as not being theirs. It feels like they're in
mhm,
an ill-fitted coat. It's not who they're
right.
meant to be. And so, for the folks who have tried everything to lose weight, to get healthy, to change their relationship to food, and so understandably are skeptical that there's anything that could help them, and who are
Mhm.
on the fence to try something new like Healthy for Life, we wanted to just hear your story and what your experience has been. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, your health journey, and then we'll take it from there.
Well, I'm 72 and I was diagnosed with diabetes a good 15 years ago. And my father and my sister both passed away from it. And I'm only a whopping 4'11". So I think at one point I was as wide as I was tall. I think I probably weighed a little over 200 pounds. I knew that it wasn't healthy. I tried, I can say I tried every diet. That's probably not quite true, but I did quite a few and doing different things like that. And I finally just said, you know what? I'm just going to be chubby. That's just who I am.
Mm.
And then I found your app first, and then I listened to your Healthy for Life, and I said, you know what? What can it hurt? Let's try this. I am down to 150, so I lost
Wow.
50 pounds. Not only did I lose 50 pounds, I discovered two really major, major things in limiting beliefs that I did not um, have any idea were there. One of them being that my dad, unfortunately, was an alcoholic, and when every night when he would go to bed at 9 o'clock, my mother would say, "Okay, let's have a party." And so I
Wow.
had this trigger that was sending me to my pantry to get something sweet, ice cream or cookies or whatever. And even if I wasn't hungry, my brain was like, "Okay, you need to have this." And I was eating when I really wasn't hungry. And I also found I'm very much a stress eater. And my hypnotherapist, Leah, was amazing. And she talked to me about a bad table and a good table full of food. And that was one of the things that we did in our sessions. So I was at this party and I walked up and there was this huge table just filled with desserts. And one of the girls said, "Aren't you going to have some of that? It doesn't look good." And I said, "No, that's the bad table. I'm not eating that." And when that came out, I was like, "Oh crap, where'd that come from?" So it was pretty cool. So I have not only have I lost weight and I still want to lose another 25 pounds, which is fine. And I'm still working and doing the things I need to. But when I went to the doctor, several things, I had a physical. My cholesterol went down from over two something to 115, which is normal. I am no longer a diabetic. Major, major, major thing. I no longer have to take metformin. I no longer have to take cholesterol medicine. It just totally like eliminated all of that. And it's just such an amazing program that's why I signed up for your course. That's why I use your app a couple times, 3, 4 times a day, maybe sometimes, and absolutely love this program. And I've never felt better in my life.
I am so proud of you. I
Thank
am
you.
so incredibly proud of you. What an inspiration you are. Truly, this is magnificent because
Thank you.
these challenges, a lot of people would say they were just hereditary. They would
Right.
say family members of yours passed away from diabetes. This was the way it was going to be. And you beat it. It's gone.
Yep.
And,
Gone.
even though Leah, who's amazing, our hypnotherapist, was there with you, you're the one doing the work. You are the one who's facing those unknown subconscious beliefs. You are the one showing up and listening to the app multiple
Hmm.
times per day. The conviction and the dedication that you showed is a huge component of your success as well.
Thank
In
you.
addition to that, it does sound like a miracle. I mean, you reversed everything. You're the healthiest you've
Yeah.
ever been. You're 72. And I mistakenly said, now that you're newly retired, but you're still working. And now you're in my school. So you're doing it all and you still had this success. A lot of people mistakenly believe that hypnosis just increases our willpower. So that if you were to see that table of desserts, that you would still want the table of desserts, but somehow hypnosis made you strong enough to say no in the face of desiring that stuff. But what you said was, out of nowhere, you see this table of desserts. Your friend actually almost, I mean, I'm sure they meant well, but tries to bait
Oh,
you
sure.
into wanting it, right? And then family,
Yeah.
friends will do that all day long. And you go, no, that's the bad table. I don't want it. So actually, your subconscious was transformed. Tell me a little bit about what that experience is like to just one day realize you actually have a different set of beliefs about bad, unhealthy food.
It it's amazing. At first, when I said that, I stepped back and I thought, oh crap, I think yeah, we did say that. And then my brain was like, I really don't need this. Why? I don't need to have a sweet after I eat something. I always was conditioned to believe that that's the way it was. And my subconscious mind now is saying, no, why are you doing that? You don't need to do that anymore. So it totally transformed how I look at life. I now know that I can control what I eat. I can control the things that I do. I don't go to the pantry at 9 o'clock every night and look for something sweet to eat. I don't do any of that any longer at all. I eat very, very healthy, and it's just an amazing program. And I can't say enough good about what you have done. And I have Grace TV on my YouTube, and I watch everything that you come out with. I watch. It's pretty amazing. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you,
So
Jackie. That's incredible. So
yes,
you mentioned that two limiting beliefs were in your subconscious that you had no idea were there, or at least two big ones.
right,
And this is what I think a lot of people also don't understand. They think that the reason they're not succeeding is because they just don't have enough willpower. And I like to explain how willpower is a part of the conscious mind. And if we think of that iceberg, where, you know, the huge mass that's under the water that you can't see, that's the subconscious. That's 90% of our experience. And the tiny little tip of the iceberg we see above the water, that's our conscious mind. And if willpower is a part of that, you could have all the willpower in the world. It wouldn't change the fact that your subconscious is 90% of the equation. So this
correct.
story that emerged, you know, from a very sad place, and there's a lot of alcoholism in my family. I myself have been sober for 12 years, so I have personal experience with it too.
I
But
am
this,
as well, just because I knew I could be.
wow,
So
beautiful. Yeah, so sobriety is a beautiful place to be, but it comes from this tragic experience of every time your father went to bed, your mom said, "Let's party," which, you know, what, like, in some ways I get it, you know, it's sort of like this dangerous storm finally went away and now there's some quiet and peace, so let's party. And your mom was creating an experience of joy for you as a child. But
correct.
what it equated to in the subconscious is at night we eat, at night, and partying is associated with food, a lot of times sweet food, and also this link between something scary versus the feeling of being safe tied in with food, and a lot of times sweet food. And so
Right,
we just think, I just need to eat better and exercise, and here's this huge 90% of the equation under the water you have no idea about, that's linked to
right,
childhood, your
right.
father, your mother's story. What was it like to have that aha moment in the session that, oh my goodness, I've been pedaling up a hill backwards because this belief was in my subconscious and I had no idea?
Oh, it was like this big, like this light bulb went off, and like the big red flag was waving in front of my face, saying, "Are you kidding me? This is why you do this." and it was so cool. And Leo, again, so phenomenal. And no, I never miss a minute of session with her. And when I told her, I said, "Oh my gosh." I said, "I can't believe that's why I was going to the pantry every night. I'm not hungry, but I'm eating." And it was just like an aha. And a couple of times I walked over to the pantry afterwards, and then I stood there and I thought, uh, I'm not hungry. Why am I standing here? And I turned around and I went and grabbed like a glass of water or something like that, whatever. Nothing, I didn't pull out cookies or anything like that. And then I also stopped buying cookies and things because I was like, why am I don't need that. And so it was just a big aha moment. I can't tell you that my doctor calls me her poster child. A1C is 3-month average of what your blood sugars run. A diabetic should be less than 7. Mine was about 6.9, something like that. So I kept it under control, but that was with medication. The last blood test I had, it was 4.9,
Wow. Wow.
which is that of a normal person. You are not diabetic. Yours is probably around that point.
Wow.
So
And you did
she
that
just
without medication.
no medication,
That's
none,
incredible. Wow,
none.
that's amazing.
Just eating the way I should. I mean, what a novel concept that is.
Right, yes, and it's so easy to eat the way that actually nourishes and fuels our body and our
Right,
cells when we're not facing these subconscious things that we have no idea are there, that are just really making any type of decision that would benefit us nearly impossible because the
right,
programming's so strong. So, a lot of times people who want to lose weight, want to get healthier, feel again like it's not the body they're in, and again, we're not big proponents of becoming a size 2, that's not the goal here. The goal is becoming who you really are and shedding everything that you're not. And that includes emotional baggage, and that includes mental health, and
right,
that includes being the best, healthiest, vibrant version of you. And for a lot of people, that means doing that at a size 16 or what have you. But when we've got that extra baggage on that we know isn't ours, it really diminishes our quality of life, let alone our health. So when people attempt to lose that weight and can't, there's so much shame, there's so much guilt, there's so many narratives around,
absolutely.
I'm just a weak person, there's embarrassment. But then when you have this understanding of what's in the subconscious, you go, this wasn't even my fault. This wasn't even my fault. I was told this as a child. I was taught this as a child. So, for one thing, and that doesn't mean shirking responsibility, it means alleviating all that shame and guilt instantly because you go, oh my gosh, I didn't ask for that when I was a child. So, that's not my fault. And I can actually do something about this. So,
Right,
that's where the empowerment comes in, even as you're shedding away all the needless, unnecessary, and unfounded shame and guilt. So
right,
you're not only empowering and freeing and liberating yourself now, you're also doing that for little Jackie, who
right,
didn't have the awareness to say, I don't want to party this way. I want to party by journaling or doing yoga or meditating or going for a walk or listening to my favorite music and dancing. You've been so great at listening to the app, which, we get testimonials every day about how much the app changes someone's life. And the app is only $19.99 a month, which is, still a commitment, but much less than Healthy for Life. Healthy for Life is a significant financial commitment because it includes that one-to-one support with a Grace Method hypnotherapist. So even though you had a lot of great success with the app, what would you say has been the difference for you between the app and then adding on the one-to-one private sessions with the team?
I think adding on the private sessions just helped me to actually go more in depth,
Mhm,
and ask questions and actually get to the bottom of what was really happening,
mhm,
and get rid of all of my limiting beliefs. I'm a big proponent of bettering myself in my life. I've always been like that. I believe, at my age, that it's never ending to learn.
mhm,
I think that it's important to do that. I think it's important. The combination of the app, which I had already signed up for before and had paid for, and then I did the Healthy for Life. But I think the combination of the two just really pushed me to the point where I needed to be to really dig in and take care of myself. And in the end, I don't want to be my parent, and I don't. My mother had a thing that looked like a tackle box full of pills before
Yeah.
she passed away in her 80s, and that was not the light that I saw for myself. You know, what I see is me still crawling on the floor with my 2-year old great grandson and playing with trucks, and which I just did recently. And
Beautiful.
so it just made all the difference. And you know, will never stray from any of this because it's amazing. It made a difference in my life all the way around.
Wow. We like to kind of think of it as the app is equivalent to getting a gym membership and actually going to the gym. And then our 90-day group weight loss program is like going to the gym, but taking a group workout exercise class. So you're kind of,
Right,
friendly competing with the people around you. You've got some motivation to show up and see your friends. And then Healthy for Life is hiring the personal trainer. Because
right,
even though the app has helped you so much, you didn't get to that subconscious connection between the partying at night until you were with Leah.
right,
And so for folks who are on the fence, Healthy for Life is a significant financial investment for a lot of folks. For some people, of course, it isn't. For most, it is. But that is the one-on-one personal trainer experience. And
personal
when you've got
trainer.
a personal
Right,
trainer, you just go further faster. And then for
right.
those folks where financially that's not in the cards, we've got the group program and just the app. So if someone were on the fence, should I do this? I tried everything, nothing else worked.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely, positively, 150,000%. It made all the difference in the world. And oh, by the way, at 72, I take HIT class at 4:30 in the morning with most of the people that are in their 40s. So there you go.
there you
I'm,
go.
jumping and doing burpees. Oh, I hate burpees, by the way. And
So do I.
but doing burpees and running and jumping, and they all said when we first started, there's no way you're going to get through this, and absolutely love it. And I took my 23-year-old grandson with me, and I killed him, so I love that.
That's awesome. And would you have been able to do that class at 4:30 in the morning before Healthy for Life?
Oh gosh, no, not at all, not even remotely. No.
Incredible. Well, Jackie, to thank you for your commitment that you've made to yourself, to thank you for listening to the app and YouTube and sharing your story here today, and just being so kind and generous with your time. I personally would like to cover all of the sessions that you could ever have with Leah until you get those next 25 pounds off.
All
So,
right.
when I work with my private clients, we've got a very fancy program. It's a year long. CEOs make a huge investment in working on themselves for that year with me. And I like to create a scholarship program with a portion of that percentage. And so I'd like to give that scholarship to you and gift
Oh,
private
thank you.
sessions for you with Leah until you get those next 25 off. And then we'll meet
Thank you.
again to have a real celebration, the right kind of party where we celebrate your health.
Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Oh,
It's
it's
such
my
an honor
pleasure.
to meet you.
Oh,
It really
you as
honestly
well.
is.
Well, thank you for your
Thank
time.
you.
Now that we know each other, we'll stay in touch
Okay.
and just keep letting me know about all your positive updates because you're an inspiration for me as much as you are for everyone who's listening.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Grace.
You
I
got it.
appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Jackie. Have a
All right.
beautiful rest of your day. We'll talk soon.